Hey guys, welcome back. I'm David and we're here in my shop where I build E-War guitars. My very tiny, messy little shop. It's a bit of a disaster around here, but that's all right. I love being in here. Anyway, this is going to be episode number 8 of my entry, this guy right here, into the Great Guitar Build-Off 2021 in the scratch build competition. And this is what I'm working on so far. Looks pretty cool, don't it? I think it does anyway. If you'd like to see how I got to this point so far, I'll stick the link up here to the whole playlist, and you can go back to the beginning and see where I picked the woods and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, in this video, we're going to get into the shaping, the contour shaping of this top. The last one I cut in the neck pocket and I routed it and everything, all these cavities and stuff. And in this one, we're going to get into how I did this shaping here. So on the front and on the back. Anyway, I hope you dig it. Stick around and check it out if you think you might like this kind of thing. And God bless you all. I hope you all having a great day. Well, good morning, folks. It's a beautiful day here in Mobile, Alabama. I got my door open over there, letting in some fresh air. And another month from now in Mobile, it's going to be way too hot to keep that door open. But for now, it's a beautiful time of the year here in the morning. And I'm going to keep the door open for today while I'm in here doing what I love to do, which is messing with these things right here. Anyway, so yesterday I spent drilling and routing and cutting and shaping and cutting my control cavities, got the neck fit in here real tight yesterday. And I did all that first to prepare to start carving on this body today, which I'm going to be doing in a little bit. I've got one last thing to do though. When I cut my control cavities here, when I'm carving the top, I try not to cut them too deep, but I still need a little more depth for my potentiometers and for my 3-way blade switch. That switch needs about 1 3/8 inches of clearance to fit in the cavity here. And I go shallow because when I'm carving this, I'm afraid I'm going to cut through when I'm carving this. If I make that control cavity too deep, I'm going to cut into it when I'm carving away at this thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little Forstner bit, I think 1 1/8 inches for the 2 potentiometers, and go ahead and drill that maybe another, not too much, less than 1/8 inch more there at each of those 2 things. Then I'm going to take a 1/2 inch router bit, a flat bottom router bit, and I'm going to go ahead and cut me a channel right here. And that's got to be pretty thin at that blade switch. So I'm going to cut that out the depth I need to. That way those deepest cuts are as far away from the edge of this guitar as possible, so I don't have to worry about getting into it when I start carving. A lot of times I'll make several templates when I carve these things and I'll step it up as I go. I think this time I'm going to do one cut around the edge with my router to set it at a depth. I think I'm going to come down here about 3/8 of an inch on the top. I'm going to cut one around this edge, and then I'm going to use the same bowl bit, and I'm going to cut just a shade out of this right here. I want to cut onto this top a little bit, so I have kind of a little curve that goes from the top down into where I start carving the body. And then I think I'm just going to start grinding away with that with my angle grinder, because that could be a very satisfying way to do stuff. Anyway, so actually, first I got to clean this mess of a shop up because it's an absolute disaster. I just left everything out last night, but I'm going to clean up first, drill a couple holes in the back of this thing, and then start carving. So anyway, stick around. Okay, I'm going to use this template because I've moved the location of all these things from when I first made this. This was my very first drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to cut it down and use it. Oop, my lead slipped a little. That's actually probably okay down there. So I'm going to cut this down, and it's going to be my guide. For running this little router around here. Well, here's an interesting little tidbit. Stuff like this happens all the time. I don't often show it, but so I'm cutting this. I wanted to cut this top template down a little bit so I could ride my this like fluting. I call it a fluting bit. It's basically a bull nose or round over. I'm going to roll it around in there so I can cut down into the 2 a little bit, and that's going to be the start of my carve. I forgot though that this was my original drawing. I forgot that when I actually made the templates for this guitar, I made this inlay piece a little bit longer. And so I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I've got, let's say, a 1/4 inch here, and this is 3/8, which is going to put my cut way back too far. Luckily, I've got the 2 pieces I cut off of here, and when I glue them back on, which I'm about to do, by some miracle they just kind of fit really nice there still. So I'm going to glue them things back on. Then I have about, I'll probably sand it a little bit more, but then I got about the right reveal. Yep, when you're doing stuff for the first time, things can go wrong, and you just, you know, you just deal with it.
We got love that we'll never need to hide. Love will always rise above. Whatever comes, we will be just fine. If I am yours and you are mine. Take my hand and let's fly away to another galaxy. Hold me close, I want to feel your love. Together we are free. Just be with me. Just be with me. Just be with me. Now we're one with the sun over our heads, and at night we'll be the stars. We can go any place that we want to. I don't care if that's too far. Take my hand and let's fly away to another galaxy. Hold me close, I want to feel your love. Together we are free. Just be with me. Just be with me. Just be with me.
I met a man named Melchizedek. He was a good man, wandering lonely in the desert. He invited me to stay, said I would learn to love the space. I knew a woman, her name was Jezebel. She was a wild one.
So I said a little while ago I was going to use my angle grinder to grind away in this thing once I got the router in done. Let me see, let me get this guy off here. Oh. And when I pulled my angle grinder disc thing out, it was totally shot. I mean shot. Let me just find it here. It was no good, you know, so I thought to myself, hey, why don't I get out my chisels and try to do it with my chisels? So I got busy doing it, and I got this side kind of probably 70% of the way there. And I realized I hadn't been filming or anything. So besides, I needed to kind of warm up a little bit and figure out how I wanted to do it, because I really wasn't totally sure. But I think it's, so far, I think it's looking all right. So anyway, so I'm gonna clamp this thing back down on here and start going on the other side. So let's see how we do.
She said, come out, we could have fun. And then she wanted me to go. She couldn't stand getting too close. And I'm curious who I'll meet next. Who among them I will love best? Well, that depends upon the context. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? was a sweet child. Her heart was broken, seen from miles wide, like the moon over the world. I knew a man from Golgotha. He was a giving man, a giving man. He promised he would break my every day. In every way I use the word, the wall, the water, and the world. And I'm curious who I'll meet next, who among them I will love best. That depends upon the context, doesn't it, doesn't it? Ooh.
And so you see what I've been telling you. It's nothing like it seems. It's what I've been telling you. Oh, you'd learn what I mean if you came. But the risk, are you willing to take?
anywhere to go. I'm not afraid to step outside and see the world for what it is. No, spending all my time with people that I barely know. You may have thought that I was lost, but all I need is room to grow. I'm coming home to put a flower in your hand. Thought you should know, ain't no place I'd rather be instead. Sometimes I feel alone, you know it's me and my guitar. We're looking up at all them stars, singing where we supposed to go now.